Welcome to Beyond the Veil, the channel that unveils the mysteries hidden between myth, history, and legend. Here, we explore what lies behind the stories that have passed through the centuries, because every myth has a grain of truth. If you too are fascinated by the unknown, subscribe and get ready to look beyond the veil of reality. For centuries, explorers, conquerors, and adventurers have searched for a place that may have never existed, a kingdom hidden in the heart of the jungle, a city made entirely of gold, a dream, or a reality. What if I told you that entire expeditions vanished without a trace searching for Eldorado? That men like Francisco Pizarro and Sir Walter Raleigh defied death, risked their lives, and faced terrible dangers just to uncover the legendary treasure? And what if I told you that some clues suggest we may have always been looking in the wrong place? Is Eldorado just a myth, or a secret hidden in the twists and turns of time? Today, get ready to discover the whole truth. The search has just begun. And what if I told you that Eldorado was never a city, but a man? The legend that has spanned centuries didn't speak of golden walls, but of a king, a ruler so rich that he would cover himself entirely in gold dust. We are in the heart of Colombia, among the Muisca tribes, where every new king during his coronation performed an incredible ritual. He was coated in gold, and, on a raft, he would immerse himself in the waters of Lake Guatavita, while precious offerings were thrown in to appease the gods. For the Spaniards, thirsty for gold, this story was like a flame to moths. If one king could cover himself in gold, what could be hidden in the depths of the jungle? And thus, the obsession with Eldorado was born, a city of gold, unimaginable treasures, and the promise of eternal glory. That was enough to spark a mad race toward the unknown. But the jungle does not forgive, and many of those who set out never returned. In 1530, the explorer Gonzalo Jimenez de Quesada marched with hundreds of men through Colombia, convinced that the myth concealed a truth. But the journey was a nightmare. Disease, hunger, hostile tribes. Only a handful of men survived, and there was no trace of Eldorado. But the dream of gold was not over. In 1541, Francisco de Orellana set out on an expedition destined to enter the legend. He crossed the Amazon River, becoming the first European to navigate it entirely. But all he found were endless forests and mysterious ruins covered by vegetation. The more explorers failed, the more the myth grew. Perhaps Eldorado was not a city, but an entire kingdom hidden between rivers and mountains. Perhaps the true treasures had never been discovered. If Eldorado ever existed, where was it really? Hidden among the mountains of Colombia? Buried beneath the waters of a lake? Or perhaps the true kingdom of gold still lies today in the unexplored Amazon? The clues lead us in different directions. The first hypothesis is Lake Guatavita in Colombia. Here, according to the myth, the Muisca ruler would immerse himself covered in gold while priests threw jewels into the sacred waters. But the lake has been dredged several times, and no submerged city has ever been found. Others believe that Eldorado was hidden in Venezuela, near the Parima region. Explorers reported rumors of a shining city beyond the mountains, but the jungle closed in on them, and they never returned. Then there is the most fascinating hypothesis. Eldorado was not in one single place, but a collection of lost cities linked to the mysterious civilization of Paititi. Some claim it is located in the depths of the Amazon, where ancient ruins covered by vegetation could hide the remains of an advanced culture. And what if Eldorado wasn't made of gold, but of knowledge? Recent discoveries suggest that the Amazon may have hosted grand cities, with vast networks of roads and hidden pyramids. Perhaps the real treasure wasn't wealth, but lost knowledge. For centuries, explorers have searched for a kingdom of gold. But what if the true Eldorado has been buried right before our eyes all this time? Today, science is rewriting history. In recent decades, archaeologists have discovered incredible evidence suggesting the existence of ancient advanced civilizations in the Amazon. We're talking about cities with roads, squares, and architectural complexes far beyond what we once thought possible. One of the most surprising pieces of evidence is terra preta, a type of artificial soil created by pre-Columbian civilizations. This nutrient-rich soil suggests that millions of people may have lived in the region, cultivating lands that today seem like untouched forests. And then there's LiDAR technology, which has revealed entire cities hidden beneath the vegetation. In 2023, scientists discovered massive structures in the Bolivian forest. Settlements so complex they suggest an advanced civilization. But the real mystery is Paititi, the legendary lost city that some believe is the true Eldorado. The Incas spoke of it as a secret refuge, and modern explorers continue to search for it among the mountains of Peru and Bolivia. So, does Eldorado really exist? Perhaps it wasn't a single city, but an entire forgotten empire, one that official history has always ignored. What if everything we know about Eldorado is wrong? What if it was never a physical place, but something much larger? Some scholars believe that Eldorado wasn't a city, but a metaphor, a symbol of the lost knowledge of an entire civilization. According to this theory, gold wasn't just a precious metal. It represented something spiritual, an enlightenment that the ancient peoples guarded. But this isn't the only alternative theory. Some think that Eldorado was actually a stronghold of a much more advanced civilization, perhaps even pre-flood, a culture that mastered the knowledge of nature, astronomy, and architecture long before the Europeans. And then there's the most controversial theory, one that links Eldorado to lost civilizations like Atlantis, or even to ancient extraterrestrial contacts. Why do so many cultures speak of golden gods coming from the sky to bring knowledge to humankind? Could there be a connection between the legends of the Americas and stories of ancient divine visits? Science fiction? Maybe. But there's one thing no one can deny. The myth of Eldorado continues to challenge us, because it pushes us to ask what has truly been lost in history. After centuries of searches, broken dreams, and expeditions that ended in tragedy, Eldorado remains an unsolved enigma. Was it just an illusion born from the obsession with gold, or is there still a secret hidden in the depths of the Amazon? Perhaps the true answer isn't in the maps or ruins, but in the message that this legend has left us. Eldorado isn't just a lost city. It's the symbol of our eternal search for something greater, a dream that pushes us beyond known limits. And you, if you had the chance to embark on an expedition to search for a legendary place, which would you choose? Eldorado, Atlantis, the city of Paititi? Write it in the comments. If you want to discover more incredible mysteries and legends, subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and get ready for a journey through the most fascinating secrets of history.